So today's video I can't really explain it with Minecraft because, well, my friend asked me to make a video on how bombs work and also how to make one. I'm not gonna lean into how to make a bomb because well, I don't want to get arrested. I want to be a terrorist on YouTube. But I'm just gonna tell you how bombs work mainly. So how bombs simply work is through a process called nuclear fission. Now, nuclear fission is when the nucleus inside of something is split into two, and when it's split into two, it makes a giant, massive, energy output. Now, this can be influenced through with certain elements and putting certain elements into them. For example, uranium and plutonium, if you put neutrons onto them, you can just forcefully make them have this, well, property. You can force them to explode by adding neutrons to, well, uranium. So if we add the neutrons to this, it should do what I want it to do. Exactly, it explodes. It's stupid because of, well, this physics and this is supposed to be an unbreakable block, I think. Wait. How do I make this block big? Whatever. Yeah, it's stupid because how do I explain this? This wall is unbreakable basically because the physics doesn't apply to it because you need some sort of unbreakable block in every single game. Ooh. Whatever. Yeah, this is nuclear fission at its finest, where you have uranium and you add heat to it. No, not add heat, sorry. You make a particle that forces it to divide itself. How do I explain this in terms that children can understand? So it's like when you're born and then that forces your parents to wonder where their life has been. So then you just sit there and then you're the problem that they get divorced. I feel like that should work for any sort of child born this era because of how much divorce rates are going up. Maybe I should make a video on that. I should become a nuptial law person because I get a ton of money from that. So there's also nuclear power. But I kind of promised you guys that I'll somewhat teach you how to make a nuclear bomb. I guess. You just stuff a bunch of uranium inside of a tube. Right, let's just say that this is the uranium. You stuff a lot of this inside of a tube. And then what you do is that you put just a little bit of neutrons in there. Just put a little bit of neutrons in there. And then let's get your people real quick. Where are they? So then you can start exploding on these people because the moment you let loose and then you put neutrons all over here, they're gonna start exploding and turn into ashes. Yeah, now they're all ashes. So let's look at this as a bigger picture. What else can this do? Nuclear power. This massive energy source, yes, it can be contained. If you haven't watched Oppenheimer, well, what are you doing with your life? If you have watched Oppenheimer, you probably don't need this explanation. You can probably click off this video and teach other people about nuclear fission. I don't know, the Manhattan Project. Woo-wee. So, I don't know specifically how nuclear power can be contained, but I just know that it can because nuclear facilities exist. And if you've watched The Simpsons, then you know that. If you haven't watched The Simpsons, what are you also doing with your life? And boom, I'm done. Another video over. Yay. I can rest and play Celeste for the rest of my life. Yay. Until I have to record a video on I don't freaking know, Higgs bosons or something. Ugh. Life sucks.